Welcome everyone, welcome to my 3-hour series. In this course, I am going to teach you MongoDB in just 3 hours. I know that in today's world, we have to go through a lot of technologies and it is not always possible to spend 70 to 20 hours just to learn a single technology. So this course is specifically designed for you to get started and learn the most important aspects of MongoDB in just 3 hours. And believe me, I can assure you that by the end of this course, the knowledge that you will get will be unmatchable and you will be able to finish this course within your timeline. So let's get started with one of the most famous NoSQL database called as MongoDB. So what is a MongoDB? So MongoDB is a document-oriented NoSQL database for storing high-volume data. So when we talk about NoSQL databases, the NoSQL databases are designed to hold large volume of data because they are horizontally scalable, means they are distributed and they can accommodate any large volume of data because you can keep on adding number of machines into that. And how MongoDB stands in the NoSQL world is because MongoDB stores the data in the document format. So we will learn about what are documents later on, but just to introduce you, MongoDB is a document-oriented database. So what is the features about MongoDB? So first, very most important feature about MongoDB is its flexible schema. It's so flexible that you can accommodate like any schema, you can evolve the schema over the time. So we will see that as well. It's easy to scale because, as I told you, all the NoSQL databases are distributed databases, horizontally scalable. You can add any number of machines to hold more data into that. It can handle unstructured data since it is based on documents that are nothing but JSON documents, so it can handle unstructured data very beautifully. And the last one, as we already said, that it is a distributed database. So let's talk about the data model of MongoDB. So if you're coming from the SQL world, you might be aware about the databases, tables, rows, columns, etc. In here, in the MongoDB, we have database for sure. Inside the database, we have collections that can represent tables in the SQL world. Okay, and then finally we have the documents inside the collections. So each document represent an entity. So in the SQL world, they represent the rows in our table. So here we have taken the example of a shop. So we have a shop database. So what all entities can belongs to shop? It could be users that are coming to that shop for doing some shopping. It could be the orders that are placed by those users. And then there are some products that we need to maintain the catalog of. So these are all the entities, or you can say collections, in terms of MongoDB. And now inside this users collection, we can have tons of documents, and each document might be representing the user, like its name, its age, its email address, its phone number, etc. Similarly, the orders collection can represent the orders that are placed by the customers, and then the products collection represent the products that shop is selling. Okay, like what all products it is like, what is the category of that product, color, size, etc, etc. Let's see what are the differences between MongoDB and the SQL database. The first very important is MongoDB doesn't have any schema, but in the SQL world we have a rigid schema, right? In the second thing, the schema evolution is easy in MongoDB because it has a flexible schema. But in the SQL world, the schema evolution is very hard because whenever we wanted to add a new column, we wanted to delete some column, it's a very hard task to do it in the SQL world. The third thing is, in the MongoDB, denormalized data is a new normal. Okay, so as you are more familiar with the SQL world, you might have seen the data in the normalized form where there is no duplication of data, but in the MongoDB, data duplication is fine. The very important feature is MongoDB does not prefer joins. Joins operation in the MongoDB is a heavy operation, so it is not recommended to have a more number of joins between multiple documents in MongoDB. Whereas SQL database is built on top of joins because we normalize the data in such a way we have so many relationships between each and every table, and to get the final output we normally have to join the data to get that final output. And then in the MongoDB, fetching operation is very fast because the data is denormalized. We don't have to perform any joins, whereas in the SQL, fetching join data is slower. So these are the main features about MongoDB and SQL. There are more other as well, like the atomicity and the transaction management, etc. are well defined in the SQL world, which is not basically in the MongoDB. So this is the main introduction about MongoDB. So let me see you in the next lecture where we will discuss where we can use MongoDB, what are its limitations, and so let me see you. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.